Hey everybody, it's Aditya Fuldeore here coming at you with your Week 16 must start. Stay tuned to find out why this Chicago Bears committee running back is ready to take the reins in Week 16. So first up on our list of Week 16 must-starts is Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is coming off a 381-yard, 4-touchdown performance in Week 15, and he had his second consecutive top 12 finish with that game. He averages 17.1 fantasy points per game, which is 17th amongst all quarterbacks, but he's been putting it together with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and the rest of the Buccaneers offense lately. He now gets a matchup in the Jacksonville Jaguars for Week 16, who have allowed over 300 passing yards in 3 of their last 4 games, a stretch that includes 7 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. Injuries in the secondary have hampered the defense and put pressure on the pass rush. Mayfield is a guy that likes to air it out, averaging 8.7 air yards per attempt, which is 5th amongst all quarterbacks. Expect him to continue to connect with his wide receivers this week and ride him out for the fantasy playoffs. Baker Mayfield is a must-start for Week 16. Next up at running back is Chicago Bears running back Roshan Johnson. Now, the Bears have employed a committee backfield for the majority of the season with 3 backs rotating in and out: Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson, and Deontay Foreman. The rookie Roshan Johnson's usage has been a whirlwind, most recently getting 9 touches for 60 yards in Week 15. And on the season, he sees a 35% snap share, which is just 50th amongst all running backs. However, he gets 0.82 fantasy points per opportunity, which is 23rd amongst running backs, and averages 4.9 yards per touch, which is 17th. So he's been capitalizing on his opportunities at the RB2 level, and he will get those opportunities against the Cardinals. Opposing running backs are top 5 in fantasy points, both via receiving fantasy points and via the rush against Arizona this season. And opposing running backs also average over 26 carries and 5 targets per game against the Cardinals. So there will be opportunity to be had for Roshan Johnson. Fire him up as a start for this week. Next up at wide receiver is the Bills wide receiver, Gabe Davis. Now, Gabe Davis is the quintessential boom or bust play each week for fantasy managers. It's extremely frustrating, but now he has 3 top 12 finishes on the season with 7 outside the top 60. And if there's any time for him to swing back into start territory, it would be this week against the Los Angeles Chargers. A coaching change may bring the fire back for the Chargers, but this is a defense that just allowed 63 points to the Las Vegas Raiders. There are problems that won't disappear immediately defensively, and with an offense starting Easton Stick, the Bills are favored against the Chargers. This seems like a game where Gabe Davis is going to come off of his bust games in recent weeks and swing right back into start territory. So must start Gabe Davis for Week 16. And lastly, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers tight end, Pat Freiermuth. With the shifting quarterbacks in the Steelers' offense, Pat Freiermuth has exactly 3 receptions in each of his last 3 games. So he'll have a chance to rack up the targets in Week 16 against the Bengals, since he is allowing the 6th most fantasy points to tight ends this season, and they have yielded at least 10 targets to tight ends in each of their last 4 games. Mason Rudolph is expected to start for the Steelers as of now, and Freiermuth is set to be his target over the middle of the field. Capitalize on the Steelers facing a Cincy defense that is weaker across the middle of the field and allows a lot of volume to tight ends. Start Pat Freiermuth this week. And that's all for your Week 16 must-starts. The fantasy playoffs are in full swing, so set those lineups and good luck.